I know. Exciting. Displaying this little Type Moon logo on it while at it. Everything is all work of fiction. But yeah, I don't know. This is indeed called Witch on the Holy Night with an English title. I like how Twitch had like both of the VN category. One is in English and the other is like the Japanese one. So I was like, well, I couldn't even tell the difference. Because the last time for Witch on the Holy Night was where people were was a Fran translation of it, and then but there was no voice dialogue to it. The Steam version had the voice dialogue, so or official release of it, that is. I was like, okay, that's cool, is it? If it's voice, that means I don't have to exhaust myself from reading it through. Let's see if I can, no, not this one. I'm trying to, no, audio. Take that off. Yeah, turn it up a little bit. Look, yesterday I finished up Fallout Tactics, and then I ended the stream. I was like, you know what? I'm planning to do the going back to visual novel reading sessions. So it does say it takes 30 hours to complete it, but if anything, is like, do I want to pick a short one, or do I want to pick one that's probably gonna take like a couple months or so to finish it up, given how busy I can be. So that's gonna be the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna choose this or Fate Stay Night visual novel that I also downloaded, so I chose this one particularly because I rather have more interest in that. I think, yeah, it said continue because I was like skimming through to see if it works. So we can just start as is. It was a winter's day 8 years ago. That solemn morning when she understood the value of life for the very first time. It's so silent. It was like when I tried to start it, I was like, uh-oh, dead air. Her home was nestled on the side of a mountain. Around it was nothing but inhospitable wilderness. She had no neighbors or childhood friends to speak of. Things like traveling to school or playing outside were more trouble than they ought to be. Indeed, with its pure water and bright stars, it was a place rich with memories, both frustrating and, I don't know how you can pronounce it, halcyon. That was only during summer, though. Winters in those mountains were extremely frigid, each morning more severe than the last. Her father would drive her to the train station after waiting 10 minutes for the engine to warm up and the iced over windows to clear. Yeah, see? That means I don't have to read this out and not exhaust myself for the time being. Her father would savor his morning coffee, leaving her to venture outside and rev the engine. Out the front door she would go, traversing the garden with icy breath, until she reached that ode to dawn. As always, she inserted the key, then started the ignition. The engine rumbled to life. Just as she proudly finished that humble task she'd done so many times before. Oh shit. A shrill scream pierced the air. It's like, what? Do you have to make a scream? Like, since the last installment was the no-voiced one? She knew, even though it wasn't human, that the feeble sound was a cry of agony. A few moments passed. Her father came out and opened the hood of the car. Creaking fan belt. A monstrous-looking engine. And something that didn't belong. Oh, that's already freaky enough. There was a cat. A mother by the looks of it, and her 2 kittens. The 3 cats had been huddling for warmth in the engine's compartment. That's a little too dangerous for a cat, though. The mother cat was missing its head. One of the kittens had been mangled beyond recognition by the engine belt and surely died instantly. Oh my Jeebus. The other kitten, its face half covered in blood, panted faintly. It desperately clung to its mother, or rather the chunk of meat that had been its mother with the last bit of life it could muster. Her father lamented their plight. The previous night had been especially cold. After he had returned home yesterday, the cats must have snuck under the hood, drawn by the warmth of the engine. They had slept next to the engine and awoken to a storm of spinning belt. Cars in the 80s were not sealed particularly well, so this was not unheard of. How did that end up inside the front of the engine's car, though? I don't even want to know anyway. Her father's voice seemed distant. She could only make out a small tuft of the kitten's gray fur. The rest of it was caked in the blood of its mother and brother. I can see its skull, the fragile life of a speckled kitten. Trembling and possibly blind, it continued to nuzzle against its dead mother's chest. She took the kitten into her arms and ran deep into the mountains, to her grandfather's house. Was it because she was overcome with regret? Or was it the shock of grief? Years later, she still wasn't sure. Fighting back the welling tears, she burst into her grandfather's workshop. Her grandfather was a magician who could do anything. She had never seen magic. She knew that magic was a fantasy straight out of the fairy tales, but so was her grandfather. She had to find him. He was the only one who could help. I suppose so. The cave-dwelling magician said indifferently. This kitten needs our help, she pleaded. Whether it was a simple task or a Herculean labor, her grandfather would not say. He simply granted the girl's childish wish like a machine. Oh. Well, this is something else. That felt a bit different, if you ask me. I don't know. Oh no, the girl said. Before she knew it, however, she was holding a tiny corpse in her hands. Its fur was cold. The warmth of life had left its body, and the tears she had fought so hard to hold back poured from her eyes. Regret spread through her chest like an endless gray sky. Her mind struggled to come to grips with what had just occurred. The last 10 minutes were a total blank. Who she met, what she had known, it was all as if it never happened. The only thing she was sure of was that life, once extinguished, can never return. that day, it was her mistake that gave birth to me. Jeez. That's indeed. Whatever occurred that day, it was a day of nostalgia and longing. This is the fairy tale of 8 years ago. 8 years ago, that feels like almost a decade by then. I mean, it's like 2 years apart, but still. The day they first met, that no magic can ever bring back.